So Ben Affleck is reportedly returning to the role of Batman in Aquaman 2. But I thought all of his critics said he was done with the role. Let's discuss. Before I get started, I'd like to kindly ask that you hit the like button, and please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
So Jason Momoa made an Instagram post featuring a selfie with him and Ben Affleck. And the post read, "Reunited. Bruce and Arthur, love you and miss you, Ben. WB Studio Tours just explored the backlot alright. Busted on set and all great things coming for Aquaman 2. I think the best thing for Aquaman 2 would be to immediately recast Mira as soon as possible, but I digress.
But you one crazy ass bitch!
This post came off kind of vague to me, and it doesn't really scream to me what it's being reported to mean. I'm thinking if anything it's going to be more along the lines of a glorified cameo. But that hasn't stopped some people from getting excited, and I understand that. I am personally not all that excited about anything comic book movie related in the near future. But the prospect of Ben Affleck's Batman returning is intriguing to me. If for no other reason, it would just be nice to see Ben back in any capacity. Especially when I personally consider him to be the most comic accurate as it pertains to his appearance. I mean, the dude literally looks like he was ripped right out of the comic book pages. And because of that, I would like to see more of him.
Anybody care about what I want?
I do.
Shut up. Get out.
And I still don't feel like we've gotten to see Ben Affleck's Batman at its full potential. But some people aren't so excited. Most notably a certain YouTuber that fancies herself a film scooper. And she seems to have a lot to say in regards to this rumor. In fact, she's coming off very defensive, possibly because her scoops are being proven to be bullshit. And this is happening more and more every day with all the new info that's coming out. And yes, of course, I'm talking about Grace Randolph. The block queen who blocks everyone who doesn't agree with her shitty takes or bullshit scoops. I myself am blocked simply because I challenged her thinking on a fake virtue signaling reaction she had to a movie. In reality, she actually did me a favor because you aren't really missing out if you don't have to hear the verbal diarrhea spewing from her mouth on a day-to-day basis. And it's hilarious that James Gunn himself is the one who said it best. The earth revolves around the sun, mothers love their children, and Grace Randolph will spout bullshit.
Damn!
Now, I'm not one to co-sign something that a hack like James Gunn says, but in this particular case, he's right on the money. So after this news about Affleck returning broke, Grace Randolph got in her feelings and of course she took to Twitter, which is never a good thing. She said, quote, "You Snyder fans are getting played. I'm trying to help you retain some dignity. But that's cool, do you? The Snyderverse is never coming back, in large part because so many of you are so toxic. You made your own bed."
Fuck me, right?
She goes on to say, "I hear WB Discovery leadership doesn't want to engage you, so not even entertaining the idea of bringing the Snyderverse back. The story should leak at some point, just cleaning up the mess." You mean the mess that you created because you keep flip-flopping back and forth on this subject? And you keep giving bad information about this subject consistently?
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
I love how she also pretty much confirms that a story will be released very soon about WB Discovery not wanting to engage with Snyderverse fans, basically confirming that yet another media hit piece is coming to attack a specific fan base. We've seen it with Star Wars, we've seen it with Marvel, we've seen it with DC projects not related to Zack Snyder, and of course we see it time and time again as it pertains to the quote-unquote Snyder cult. The word toxic is thrown around so much at this point that it's kind of lost all meaning, like all the other labels that are consistently thrown around.
That's racist.
Are there bad people in every fandom and in every walk of life? Absolutely. But this notion that fandoms are overrun with toxic people is just complete bullshit to me. That narrative is being used to deflect valid criticism that is being lobbied toward these movie studios. If any company deserves to be criticized as much as Disney, Marvel, or Lucasfilm, it's WB.
That's right, it stinks!
Because they have grossly mishandled these DC properties time and time again over the past few years. Imagine owning Superman and doing absolutely nothing with him. Now, I've said this before and I'll say it again. It doesn't really matter if you're a fan of Zack Snyder's work or not. He delivered his interpretations of these characters, and I understand why some people might not be into that. But the fact is that he has a very large and loyal fan base that is willing to support him at any cost. So as a company, why wouldn't you want to capitalize on that financially? I would think you would be stupid not to.
Show me the money.
And just an FYI, whether you're a fan of his vision or not, just because the Snyderverse exists doesn't mean we can't have other versions of these characters exist at the same time. Especially with the multiverse concept officially taking shape. We could have it all, but no, people would rather take sides and bitch, moan, and complain, and that is the part that I simply do not understand. And people like Grace Randolph, who have these large platforms, are just causing more division. All because she is trying to desperately protect her image. No one told you to lie, Grace.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
The one thing about my content is this. Whether you agree or disagree with what I'm saying, I'm always speaking from the heart, and I'm always speaking honestly. People like Grace Randolph always seem to have manufactured opinions and scoops, and that's why they always go on the defensive when they're called out on their bullshit. Grace also tweeted, quote, "Clearly we ain't never going to move past this shit. The DCEU will never, ever be free to build again." Wow, these hashtag Wakanda Forever trailer views must have really scared Aquaman 2. Why? Not only is she once again fueling the Marvel vs. DC flame and causing more division, but she's also leaving out one huge point of why the DCEU hasn't been built up until this point. And it has everything to do with the company that owns them. It's WB who could not stick to a solid plan. It's WB who has caused the DC fandom to be split because they can't get their shit together.
Get what you fucking deserve!
But once again, corporate apologists like Grace Randolph would rather blame the fans because that's just easier. It's easier than holding these corporations accountable or taking responsibility for her own words. How many times does this have to happen before we as a consumer say enough is enough? And we stop giving people like Grace Randolph a platform to speak on. And we stop supporting these companies that clearly hate our guts but still want our money.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Y'all be cool. Nah.